Day 2 and working on the IG-102. Good afternoon, YouTube, here on Tuesday. Here with you at the bench again. I plan on doing some work on this generator as promised. The virtual tour, virtual travel, whatever you want to call that little video I did, that was kind of a pain in the butt. I first tried Caden Live. That didn't work. It crashed completely. Lost all the edits that I had done. It saved the project, but it did not save any of the edits I had done or anything else. It just saved the fact that I had uploaded that video into the project, and that was as far as that went. So, needless to say, I tried something else. I went to OpenShot next. OpenShot started out looking good. I was thinking, hey, this is not bad at all. And then after I got through totally editing the video, putting all the pieces together, and making transitions from one location to the other and things like that, I went back to the beginning to play it like I usually do, and half of it was missing, just gone. There were big sections of timeline there was just completely empty, and one, I got them all back except for one went completely missing. I have no idea where it went. And so needless to say, that didn't work. And finally I decided, well, I'll go ahead and put together with what I got, and I left one segment out, and then as I was rendering it, it got to be, I think, 59%. It locked the whole computer up. I mean, everything. I could not move the mouse, couldn't do anything. I had to reboot, and when I did that, that was gone. So I said no more of that, so I went to OpenShot. OpenShot I have used before on Windows, and it seemed to work fairly well, and I did manage to get through it, and I did it by saving the project. Each time I did a transition from one location to the other, I would save it. And that way I figured at least I'll have a copy of from the last transition, and in case it did mess up. It didn't. It went through the whole thing, and it was slower than molasses rendering, though. It took over an hour to render that video, which wasn't even 10 minutes, I don't think. Maybe it was a little over 10 minutes, I don't know. But like I said, that's just way too long. Now, there is a hardware encoding option on that video editor, but I didn't set it up, and so I may try that and see if I can set that up and see if it's any faster in the future. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know what I'm going to do with this video, but I just wanted to come back, let you know a couple of different things, and then I'm going to open up that generator again, the IG-102, and work on it. So, but I wanted to let you know that the caps and the tubes are both on their way. I do have tracking numbers now on both of those. I don't know exactly where they're at. I haven't checked recently this morning to see if there's movement there. I think Bob just mailed the tubes yesterday, and then Sal had shipped the capacitors the day before, but I hadn't. When I checked, it just said, a shipping number is all it said. So that's that. All of the legs on the stereo shelf have been glued. I'm gonna let them set up the rest of the day, and then I'll start working on some other items on it, and one of these days I will get it done. I know you guys probably thought I never would, but I'm going to. I know Lexi probably thought that. It's been sitting in the living room for quite a while. So anyway, that's that. I think that's enough of a catch-up, and I'm going to give you kind of my midweek, or not midweek, but second day impressions of Linux. Linux is ideal if all you're doing is web browsing, email, simple stuff that, even audio editing. That's not bad. That can be done with Audacity easy enough. it tends to be a weak spot for video editing so far, and I'm not saying that it's totally useless. Obviously, I got the job done. I was able to, you know, edit several videos so far. I think Kden Live would work better with a simple video. It would be okay. It would work. But when you have a lot of tasks, as far a lot of clips to edit in and transitions to make, it's pretty much useless. Like I said, OpenShot. I had worked with it before. I tried it once in Windows, I think it was, and it gave me the same impression there. And that's the overall impression I get with Linux in general. It feels like it's not finished. I think it's the best way to put it. If you know how it's not a solid feeling operating system. I was telling Bob while I was doing the edits on there, you know, half the time when you clicked on something to drag it here or there or do something with it, it worked. Half the time it didn't. It just didn't do anything. And that's the problem I have with the, I don't know if that's just the user interface or what, but that's the problem I have with Linux. And again, like I said, if you're doing something simple like web browsing, you know, watching videos and things like that, it seems to work fine. But playing music, it plays music. I've put the my music library into Rhythm Box. It works fine. Plays just fine. You know, those things it seems to do well. But like I said, certain aspects, like the double click on the tap. I have a Logitech wireless keyboard with trackpad, and I like to double tap the trackpad as I do in Windows to double click things, and it does not work in Linux at all. And so far I haven't been able to figure out how to make it work. I'm gonna do some reading to find out. But see, now that's the things to me that are simple and it should be addressed right straight on. The other item that I don't care for is the constant asking for your password. Now, to me, an operating system, after you log into your account on your system, it should not ask you again for a password. It should know that it is you because you have logged into your account. Every time in Linux that you make any kind of changes, you have to type in your password again. That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know where they get that mindset to do that, but why would I understand? Okay, some of you're working in an office and you're logged into your account, you leave your desk, joker comes along, he wants to do something funny. Okay, that's one thing. Yeah, I understand that. But you know, give an option or something. You know, say you're in a secure location where nobody else will be messing with it, and you know, let the option be that, you know, you don't want to have to type your password in every time. That's, you know, these are just things that I'm finding out with Linux, and I've known this about Linux for a while, but so anyway, it's just stuff like that but mainly it's the not ready for prime time feeling I get about it. It just you know, it should be consistent. When I click on something and drag it, it should work every time, not half the time. I shouldn't have to go back 4 or 5 times to do the same thing over and over again. That was the other thing. You know, installing OpenShot, when I installed that with using the package manager, software manager, it didn't install correctly the first time, and I got an error. It says, you know, it didn't install. So I just basically hit it again. It installed fine. That stuff should not happen. To me, there's a bug somewhere along the line that says, you know, well, we don't know what we're doing, and you know, we're not sure about it, so let's do it again. So you know, that stuff just kind of irks me about things like that. I don't care for stuff like that, which is why I like Windows and Mac. You know, both Windows and Mac, they seem to work just fine, you know, and they don't have that problem. Oh, there's problems, don't get me wrong. There's problems in Windows and Mac, but the basic user interface is fine, and that seems to be where the problem is with Linux. My opinion only, by the way. So anyway, that's just kind of a few of my thoughts on stuff like that. And as the week goes on, I'll probably have more, but right now that's my feelings on it. So I think if I had to choose right at this very moment, I would say, okay, yeah, Linux is fine if you're just going to get on a computer to surf the web and you know, do email and do light duty type programs that you know, play music, edit sound, things like that. That works fine. But when you get into the heavy lifting is when Linux does not go well. It doesn't do well at all. So a lot of work to be done there, in my opinion. So if I had to, I would probably say, yeah, okay, I'm going to surf the web and do my email with Linux, and then if I got to edit a video, I'm going over to Windows and do it. I miss my video pad. I really do. So so that's my opinion so far. Now, you know, as the week goes on, it may change. I don't know. But we'll see. But, alright, I'm going to stop this here, and we're going to get into working on the generator, and we'll take that apart, see what we got. Stay tuned. I'm back with you once more. It's 12:43 now in the afternoon on this Tuesday. Looking at the signal generator, obviously. What I'm going to do this time, I'm not going to unsolder things. I'm going to cut things, save some time, and the reason being, I'm going to be adding probably some new components to this. Even though, I'll give you a good example, this capacitor here looks brand new, but as you can see, the numbers are faded on it. So I don't know if it's gotten hot or what, but it's not totally looking brand new. So anyway, my whole plan here today is to get this off, and I'm going to run my tester on each coil, individual coil, and I'm going to do it from the switch terminals. In other words, I'm going to switch that coil into the circuit and test the test. I did test the resistance, and the resistance does change doing that, but at the same time something's wrong. It's not getting the signal over to the oscillator. So going to find out why that is, and then we'll go from there. But first thing, like I say, and I don't really need to show you all this, but we'll basically, I'm going to take and cut the here. Let's see if I can get this a little bit better. Get my pointy stick, maybe that'll help. I want to cut it right in here on this wire, not this wire. This is the wire for the goes across all the ground wire connections. I'll cut it right here and get that off there. And I've got these what do you call it here. I can put a new one of those on there. In fact, if I could just get in there, I could turn that off and just take that whole thing off. But it's a little harder to do than I'm really willing to do that. So I think I'm going to try to cut it. Although I might be able to get in there. I don't know. I'll have to look at it a little closer. But the other wire here will have to be cut. Wire here cut. Here cut. I think that one's another one that gets cut. So, and there's a resistor around here, down here, that you can barely see, I think. Yeah. That resistor lead there will get cut. And then I can get the what do you call it out, and we'll start testing on it. So that's what I want to do. So stay tuned to this, and like I say, I'm not going to video this part of it because it's just me cutting wires and taking that switch out. Once I get the switch out and we begin testing, we'll get back into the video part. Alright, well here's our switch. It's now 1:06 in the afternoon. There's what I was talking about. This is a kind of a one-piece switch. This part here, the only part that will turn, and I could mess up, is this center section here. If the shaft is out, this will turn around. You guys are not seeing it. Anyway, if this shaft here is out, this will turn around, and I could get them 180 out between the front and the back. Now that's my only concern that I did, and I don't think I did that. I know I turned this, but I think it was just to straighten it back up so the shaft would fit in. So that's what I thought. I did get that star, whatever they call these, solder point, whatever they are, got that off, and I cut the other one as I said. So I'm going to, I think here's our measure points between here and here. I think I'm gonna have to double check all that, but I want to get this, I want to go through and check on each setting and make sure that these are being switched in and out as they are supposed to be. I don't think there's any, well, yeah, there is a connection to the back. So there is obviously another connection here somewhere. Maybe it's this one here. I'm thinking this is the one here in the back, and then this is maybe the front. Nope, this is the front one here. This is the ground for the whole thing. If we look at the schematic, I'll point that out to you. This is that ground wire that goes to all the coils, and then this is, I believe, the one that's where the tap. There's a tap on each coil, and I think that's the tap point. So this, this goes between this and here. I think is where it goes, like these two here. I'm pretty sure. So I may go ahead and hook up a what do you call it, real quick, and just make sure that's what I'm measuring. But I know if you look at the switch itself here, you can see this and this, or this point here, is the ones that make contact. In other words, each time I switch that switch, it puts a different set of coils in line with that point there. So I know that's one point. And the other one, I think, again, is the this one on the bottom. I'm pretty sure. And this is the one, you can see how that moves. You can watch it move there. That's the problem I'm having, I think. And I don't know how I'm going to get that any tighter with the, I was thinking about using the, it's not real bad, but it's bad enough to where if it comes over there and hits it, I think. See, here's the problem. You see this? This here is down here on not hitting anything. And that, I think, may be our problem. So, because I think it's got a place on it where it's been hitting, and I think that may be our problem. I'm gonna, like I say, I'm gonna look at this really carefully in the magnification lamp and go from there. But I think that space there is not correct. And if it's true, I think I can just remove the shaft and turn that around and be back in business, I believe. I think this is basically 180 out, so each time it would hit the thing, it would be hitting up there. I think that's what it is. Pretty darn sure. Just from looking at it without the magnification lamp. It does not appear to be. Now this side, I don't know, this side is hitting something. It's possible that the switch point there is not even used. Although this is connected to something, and I know it connects because this is the one I had to jiggle to get it to work in the first place. So, like I say, I'm going to double check and look at this really good, and then I'll come back and tell you what I found out. Alright, what I'm going to do here this time is I've looked at the, this does not make any sense here at all. I don't see where, and this has been contacted before, this one here, you can see there's a line in it. I get this closer. But this one here, there's a line in this, so it has to be, at some point, make connection with this. So that doesn't make any sense. I may turn that around, I don't know, we'll see. But for the time being, this is the washer I was talking about I had in wrong. This fiber washer right here on both sides needs to be here, in front of the lock washer. So I just puts it up above it a little bit and takes it away from those contacts a little bit, and that needs to be done. So that's one of the things I have to do. But I think when I have that shaft out, I think I'm going to go ahead and turn this around, and I believe that's going to help me a lot there. And I think, I'm not for sure, but I think this will make this make contact with everything all the time then. it's just not even making, you know, it's just barely up there, and it looks like it's actually got bent from being that way. So like I say, it's hard to see, but it's up above the whole thing there. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to bring you back this time for it. I will show you the next time. This is getting too long, I know it is. So I'm going to take a break here and go in and put this on the computer and play with Linux some more and see if I can get this uploaded for tomorrow. Probably, I don't know what I'm doing with Mom this week. We're supposed to go on Sunday for her birthday, so I may just wait and go then. I don't know. It just depends on how this goes and other things that I'm doing. But you can see there is a connection there. This was factory assembled, by the way. I don't know if I told you that or not. But these coils were factory assembled on the switch. And it was correct when it came from the factory. Well, you know, there's another possibility. It may have been incorrect when it came from the factory. That's a possibility. But anyway, and if that was the case, who in the world would figure that out? So, alright, like I say, I'm going to go ahead and take this apart or put this down for now and get this on the computer and take some time off. I'm getting tired. I worked on the shelf this morning, got that all glued up, and it is curing. And like I said, probably about supper time, I'll take and stand it up. It should be cured enough to be ready to go, and then start measuring some other boards for some braces and things like that, and that'll be their next chore on it. I got a good blood blister there. I hit that with a hammer. I was in putting the board back down into the grooves, and I got a little too close. That hurt. So anyway, that's it. You guys have a pleasant day. Thanks for watching, and we will see you.